The Energy Body Blueprint. 1. Remember your sacred design. Every being enters incarnation already resonant with the love that shaped the universes. Taking human form distorts that pure vibration through personality, limitation, and chosen lessons, creating the very conditions you requested before birth. Feeling trapped inside a body is part of the curriculum you designed for refining how you meet the distortions of love with greater clarity and skill. Your goal is not speed, but sincerity. The daily race is run against your own blind spots and contractions as you reach for truth, beauty, and love in the manner of a knight seeking the Grail. Understanding the structure of your energy body becomes essential, since the quality of your play rests on how well the mind, body, and spirit work in harmony. 2. Refine distortions through love. Choosing the path of service to others means training the mind toward compassion, generosity, and presence. Every day becomes a practice of refining your distortions through love and orienting your choices toward unity. The more consistently you do this, the more skillfully you move on the game board, and the more your life becomes an expression of the consciousness of love that has always lived beneath the surface. 3. Access to consciousness matters. The deepest layer of mind is shared, infinite and always available, yet the surface personality filters it through biases, assumptions, and emotional coloration. These distortions limit the accuracy of your perception. Opening the heart creates clearer access to this underlying field of consciousness, offering guidance that is simple, direct, and free from the noise of fear. Without this access, you come to the game board with unreliable information. 4. Recognize distortion as a natural and creative function. Everything that exists is a distortion of the One. The Logos, light, stars, and every person are all creative expressions shaped by limitation, perspective, and free will. Rather than faults, these distortions form the palette through which you learn. The task is not to eliminate distortion, but to understand it, refine it, and direct it in ways that align with your chosen polarity. 5. Learn to work with the two modes of mind. Human consciousness operates in dual fashion, one mode relational and intuitive, the other analytical and structured. Mastery involves knowing when to lean into each function and how to let them inform one another. As you become skilled at moving between them, the game transforms. Life becomes a practice of coordinating inner faculties, so your choices are wiser, steadier, and more attuned to the heart. 6. Avoid dogma and focus on how energy actually moves. The law of one's model of the energy body offers a sacred yet intellectually coherent map for understanding behavior, emotion, and spiritual development. It avoids dogma and focuses on how energy actually moves through lived experience. For seekers who value clarity, this approach unites the rigor of logic with the depth of the mystical, creating a framework in which peace and confidence can steadily grow. 7. Your energy body responds to feeling, not obligation. The state of your inner attitude shapes the energy body far more than any external regimen. Joyful choices translate into nourishment, while dutiful or resentful actions register as contraction. The chakra system does not respond to rules, pressure, or shoulds. It responds to the emotional quality behind each choice. A peaceful mind and an open heart feed the system more effectively than any perfectly executed routine. 8. Perception is colored by bias, not just facts. Choices rarely arise from neutral information. They emerge through filters of memory, expectation, and habit. Most of the time, attention is fragmented by past regrets or imagined futures, which weakens clarity. Because the present moment is only partly inhabited, many decisions feel rushed or reactive. Mastery begins with noticing how often the mind slides out of now and how this distortion shapes the act of choosing. 9. You are more than a body with one mind. The cultural model teaches that we are physical beings with a brain that produces thoughts and perhaps houses something called a soul. For the spiritual player, this model is insufficient. What we call mind is only the surface of a much larger field. Consciousness is the deeper layer, silent, vast, and continuous with the Creator. It is not limited to brain activity and cannot be reduced to neural patterns, which is why intuitive knowing often arrives from beyond the intellect. 10. Consciousness is the heart's hidden portal. Consciousness resides in the system as a non-local presence accessed through the open heart. When the heart is constricted, consciousness remains obscured and the player receives fragmented guidance. When the heart is relaxed, clear, and undefended, consciousness naturally informs perception. This is the difference between navigating life with partial data and navigating it with insight that is attuned to truth rather than fear. 11. The energy body as your inner architecture. The energy body links the physical and the eternal by means of a subtle structure that interpenetrates the spine. This seven-center system forms the blueprint you carried into incarnation and is the same structure you will carry out at death. It is not metaphorical. It is an energetic anatomy whose state directly shapes how you experience thought, emotion, and circumstance. 12. The energy body records every emotional movement. This inner system responds instantly to the tone of your thoughts, storing harmony or distortion according to how you meet life. The connection between the physical and subtle bodies is constant through what mystics have called the silver cord, ensuring that nothing you feel or think is ever lost to the deeper intelligence that guides your evolution. Understanding this relationship allows you to meet daily life with more awareness and discernment.